Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and today's review is on the Transformers movie Ultra Class Wingblade. And here he is in his alt mode, which is a stylized A10 Thunderbolt, I believe it's called. And yeah, Wingblade here is one of those store exclusive repaints of Cybertron figures, with Wingblade here being the Toys R Us exclusive repaint of Transformer Cybertron's Ultra Class Wing Saber. And from what I can tell, this is just a straight repaint, so it's the same exact figure as Wing Saber. They just actually gave him a different name, and this character does show up in the comics, so this is technically a different character. But yeah, this is pretty much the same figure as the Cybertron one, just with a more realistic color scheme, which just means he has a more darker tone, which I get it. I get what they're going for. So that still makes this a pretty neat figure. So yeah, in a vehicle mode, he actually has some very nice rolly wheels. As you can see, he rolls surprisingly well. And his landing gear, this front one anyway, can be stowed away. So you have this cool this cool jet. It comes with some other features as well. He has these firing missiles on each end, which you just press the switch, fires, put it back, and this one does the same. Oh, there we go. So they fire, and I can't really show it off, but I'm going to explain it. He does have lights and sounds. However, it's a bit weird how they did it. So the button here, I took the batteries out, for safety reasons. To activate his sounds, you press this button, and all it does is basically, I think, a machine gun sound, and that's pretty much it. And if you press it and hold it, it'll extend the sound effect. But in order to see the lights part of the lights and sounds, we got to show off his cyber key, which I have right here. And you plug it in to this cyber key slot. And, boom. Let me just put this back up there. Can't get there yet. And boom. Here we have his cyber key power. And as you can see, little light bulb in there. That little light will then flash red when you press the button, on top of having the machine gun sound. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Still, it's cool. It's basically one huge cannon inside of his cockpit. So that's the cyber key feature. And it's pretty much the same in both modes. That's pretty much it. He's supposed to have like a hyper mode, which you extend the wings out and then have the key thing activated. But it looks a bit goofy, and honestly, I don't remember if Wing Saber on the original show ever did that. I don't think he did, so I'm not going to do it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Wingblade's vehicle mode. Let's get on with transformation, which is pretty okay. And okay, I mean, it's not really that complicated. Like, it's fairly straightforward when you just, turn them up. So first things first, unpeg this, stretch out. Whoops. So slightly pick that, stretch them out, and then fold this back. I think you lean this forward and then rotate this assembly. You may have to move this piece forward a bit for clearance. So then you have these pieces that pop out to be his kneecaps. Straighten out, and then just fold these forward. He is fairly big, so yeah. So, whoops. So there we have his lower half, which is straightforward. And then for this part, you have this pointing up. You take this piece, fold it, collapse it back. So, there we go. Collapse it out, and then bring it like this, like so. So there we have the back. And next up, you fold down the arms, and then you just flip up his head, And actually, I forgot how simple this guy actually is. Rotate the head. And then he's pretty much done. He has one more step, though, that I find to be very, very cool. And there's a little lever here for his hands. When you push this in, as you can see, it not only hides this gun, this barrel, it also lowers this one a little bit to make it look like a thumb. That is a very, very cool detail. And this other hand does the same thing. Very cool. And yeah, and that's it. That's, whoops, not supposed to do that yet. So yeah, that's pretty much, well, I'll explain what that was later. So yeah, and here he is in his robot mode. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of his other features where it like complicates it a little more, but yeah, getting him to his robot mode is actually pretty straightforward. So yeah, here he is, and he looks really cool. Like I said, he's just a straight repaint of Wing Saber, so it's the same exact figure. I even saw, I think, on one of the wings, which these wings fold out. Yeah, I think on this wing it actually has the year, the actual stamp of 2005. So yeah, they just repainted the exact figure. So yeah, these wings do fold out, but that's for another thing, which I'll get to, you know, later, and like way later. But yeah, so it looks really cool. Same head sculpt as Wing Saber. This is just a pretty cool looking figure, and I think holds up quite well. So articulation, head sculpt, you got a swivel there on the head. The arms have a hinge here, so you have that, and a double hinge on the elbow, plus a swivel there at the upper arm, and that's pretty much it. Legs have some waist, Legs can go out that far, forward, back, a knee, and a swivel at the thigh, and a little bit of up and down at the foot if you wanna count it. If you count that. And yeah, he doesn't have too much articulation, but I think it's good enough. Again, Cybertron had was a good balance of gimmicks / features and articulation. I think they did a really good job with that. I kind of like the Cybertron figures. I think they're really cool. So yeah, Wingblade here, pretty cool. I think he does a very good job. I think he's just a very cool looking figure. But now let's get to his other accessories. So the thing that popped off is actually the blade, or saber, if you want to be that guy, of a Wing Saber, which you just pop off here. And I thought this was very cool. I didn't notice this until I was messing with them. So these actual movable, I forgot what these are called, runners? Stabilizers. These stabilizers actually serve as Wingblades, well, blades. And you can just pop them off. Now, if you're wondering how he holds them, it comes to back here in this little compartment with these little pieces. You pop these out. Up. There we go. Got 1 and 2. So you just take these pieces, combine them like so, and here we have his swords, the Wing sabers, so to speak. And how you plug them in, you just plug them into these little holes, and there you go. There's Wing sabers. Very cool. Let me pop them off, put them off to the side. And his actual missile launchers can also be popped off, can also be removed. And you just plug them on like so, and use them as regular guns. Very cool. So yeah, this guy's chock full of features. And his cyber key power can also work in robot mode. Let me just pop these off. But in a different way. There's a little piece here, like a little strut here, that you can pull up. And what you do is you plug this, you see these little holes here? You prop it on here and you plug it on. And even though it's at a weird angle, even though, yes, it's at an angle instead of facing forward. And I remember on the show, Wingsaber, I mean, on the show that he would have to bend forward like so to do this. But this is how he would use the Cyber Key Power Wingsaber, and I guess Wingblade as well, in his robot mode. So then you would have the Cyber Key, unleash it, and boom, there's that powerful cannon unveiled. Which again, it's the same exact lights and sounds. If he had batteries, it would be the same machine gun sound with the red light. So yeah, that's how you would use this in his robot mode. So let me hold it back down. Like so. And yeah, as you can see, he's chock full of features and accessories, which is very cool. And on a side note, I feel that if Wingsaber, let's say that, how do I say this? I feel that this guy works as a as much as I like him as by himself, I think he does a really good job as being I'll put these on later. It works as a great substitute for Wingsaber because him being a straight repaint, he got all of the features, and I mean all of them. One of which I'll show like later down the road. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the figure. I think he's honestly really great. Let's get on to some size comparisons. Here we have Cliff Jumper and Ratchet. He's very big. And yeah, overall, I think he's great. Both him and Wingsaber, I think, are great solid figures on their own. But he does have another feature, which those of you who are familiar with Cybertron and, you know, the character Wingsaber, they knows what I'm talking about. And yes, he does it too, which is very cool, but I can't show you in this video. So you're going to have to wait for me to make that other one. So yeah, very cool, very solid figure. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers movie Ultra Class Wingblade, who was, I don't remember, I mentioned earlier, he's a Toys R Us exclusive. So, Wingblade. And this is Composite Enerjoe signing off. Peace out and be safe.